call her a squeezy. The girl's got the answer, you better believe me. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara.
And welcome to the show. This edition of Take It From Tara is sponsored by the Magnuson Effort to Combat Human Trafficking and the Bravo team of Rodan and Fields, along with Eternal Health Yoga. I'm Tara Bassett. So glad to be with you tonight on this beautiful Monday on Crescent Hill Radio. We're right on Frankfort Avenue, and we've got some great guests from FABA tonight, to the Frankfort Avenue Business Association, to tell us what's going on. Eddie Birch is our musical guest. We're going to be talking to Catherine Furrow, our regular guest, about the fantastic Breath of Heaven movie and the progress that they're making in getting this movie made. Some big reenactment scenes were shot this weekend in Lawrenceburg, so we're going to be hearing about that. Lydia Bell from the Housing Partnership is talking affordable housing in the East End's hospital corridor, and Rebecca Eves, our hero from the Arrow Fund, is here with the newest heartbreaker. Her name is Cher. She's absolutely precious, and her foster mom Dutch is with her too. So we're going to be bringing you a great hour of Take It From Tara. First of all, I'd like to introduce our wonderful musical guest. This is Mr. Eddie Birch. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh, so glad to have you with us. You've been playing around this area for a long time, Eddie.
I sure have.
You want to give it a year?
Started when I was about 18.
18? And now you're, what, 30?
Then. Well, we'll just let that go. It's been a long time.
And I understand you're getting ready to cut a new album?
Well, we've already recorded it, really.
Oh, you
We've recorded all the songs that are going to be on it, but it still has a little touch here and there. My brother has put in some extra guitar.
So you and your brother record together?
Well, it's a bass player, my friend Dan Ash, and my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, is the drummer, and a couple other guys sit in now and then.
A little family affair there.
Yeah,
That'll be fun. Well, we can't wait to hear your music, and we'd like to kick off with our first guest, and then we're going to come back to you for a little musical interlude, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Good. Eddie
That'd
Birch, thanks for being with us. Lydia Bell from Housing Partnership Incorporated, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm so glad that you got to come in and talk to us, because we were just discussing the fact that I had an appointment this morning at a hospital out in the East End, in the East Point Shopping Center, and so many of the hospital's workers live in the West End, and so many of the hospitals are in the East End, and you told me it was an unbelievable 2-hour bus ride to get to work, both ways, each way.
Correct. The Housing Partnership builds affordable housing. It's what we do. We develop it, we work with other organizations to develop it, and we also manage it. We own about 915 apartments that we manage. And we're working on trying to get affordable housing closer to some of the job centers in the East End, moving it out of the West End and the South End, not moving it out in terms of leaving it,
but adding to it.
But adding to it.
Yes, absolutely.
In our community, 75% of the subsidized housing is concentrated in just 6 of our Metro Council districts.
That's amazing. And so to put more affordable housing in the East End would be a great service, not only to the hospitals, but to the people who work in them.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah.
For the worker who works in the hospital cafeteria and maybe lives in the West End, they often have to get up at 5, 6 in the morning to get on that bus.
Incredible.
And, if you're a single parent, you have to worry about how your kids are going to get to school, and you can kind of see how just having to live so far from your job and having a hard time finding an affordable place to live can start to have a domino effect and snowball for the rest of the
Absolutely. And the
situation
child
for your
care
family.
issue, too. You got thousands of dollars invested in getting your kids to child care centers, and that's another complication. So the housing is going to be a huge thing, and you are promoting access to affordable housing opportunities through the mission of the Housing Partnership.
Correct. We definitely are. We've recently purchased 65 apartments in 14 different buildings off Poplar Level Road.
Wonderful.
On Nightingale Road. We are getting ready to do some renovations to those apartments. They're in pretty bad shape right now. We have about 20 families living there who really need some new windows, new HVAC systems. They still have the old fuse boxes with the old screw-in fuses.
Crazy.
And there were families living in these buildings who had not had hot water in over a year until the day we purchased. We actually closed on those buildings. We were able to get it back.
How can this happen? How can this happen in our town?
I can't speak for any particular owner, but there are a lot of investors who will purchase buildings and even single-family houses. That could happen on your own street. An elderly couple maybe dies or moves to a nursing home. Maybe the kids don't want the house. They sell to an investor who turns around and rents it.
So slumlords we're basically talking about.
We could be
turning good neighborhoods into slums because they're not providing the kind of housing that is required for basic human habitation.
When you have an owner who does not pay attention to the maintenance and the upkeep of the property, nor do they pay attention to who they are renting the property to, you can have problems. It can cause a neighborhood to become distressed.
It's awful to think
moving towards
about.
that. Yeah, it is. It's scary.
How do we actually get the Housing Partnership's mission accomplished?
That takes a community effort.
Yes, it does.
And that's a great question. We have lots of different ways people can get involved with us. Obviously, donations are always welcome, and people can donate through our website. We also like to utilize volunteers a lot. There's a lot volunteers can do for us.
Fantastic.
We do rental housing for low-income seniors. There's always stuff that can be done around those properties. We've taken, we're working on our fourth one now, but 4 vacant Catholic school buildings that we have turned into affordable housing for seniors. And we've been able to preserve the historic integrity of those buildings, preserve a lot of the memories for a lot of the students who come back and see those buildings.
I bet.
But then turn them into extremely energy efficient. Our last 2 are Silver LEED certified.
Oh, they have to be because they were built like bricks, you know.
They were exactly.
They are bricks. They're concrete.
Exactly. The first building we had done was in the Portland neighborhood. It's called St. Cecilia Senior Apartments. And our Congressman, John Yarmouth, had gotten us a nice grant to put solar panels on the roof of that building.
Fantastic.
To do solar energy for the common areas and the elevators. But we always need, those properties we need help with painting. We need help with landscaping. Our seniors, we'd love to have people come in and work with our seniors specifically.
Absolutely.
We also have community gardening opportunities. We have apartment communities with lots of families who are really trying to utilize the community garden model in some of the food desert areas that we have.
I love that. And we've got a great couple of community gardens right here in Crescent Hill, which are just hugely popular, and a lot of people participate. So if you're interested in helping to volunteer in some way for the Housing Partnership, wearehpi.org is the web address.
Correct.
And there are so many exciting things going on. The Poplar Level Road or the Nightingale Drive, you just had a press conference about that, which was wonderful. How would you like people to reach you, besides through the website, to get involved with the organization, Housing Partnership?
We have a fantastic volunteer coordinator named Jonathan Rayleigh. He's absolutely amazing. And his phone number is 814-2730.
814-2730.
They can call him directly and get hooked up right away. They can call me. My direct line is 814-2709. We all return phone calls, so
that's always
love to hear
good.
From people. Yes, exactly. It's great.
Tell me more about the plans for the East End, because we just barely touched upon that at the beginning of the interview, and you and I had about an hour's conversation about the plans. How far in the future is it where you're actually going to be providing affordable housing in the Far East End?
We're working on a project right now in partnership with Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, excellent.
Out in the Lake Louisville area. And we're really hoping that we can start breaking ground on that within the next year or so. There's a lot of infrastructure that has to be done on that land.
Yes.
So we're working right now with some funders and some opportunities to bring some resource to that project. The idea there is that we'll be taking this parcel of land. Habitat will develop a third of the houses. We will develop a third of the houses, and then for-profit developers can come in and develop a third of the houses, which will make a really nice mixed income neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Which, as we all know from our Hope 6 projects at Liberty Green and in Park Duval, really works well.
And I was going to say, mention some of the success stories, because if people hear the names of the projects that you guys have already done, they'll become more familiar with Housing Partnership.
Sure. And Housing Partnership has been involved in the Hope 6 projects, building some of the infill housing for families moving out of those Cotter and Lang, and then again Liberty Green.
Yes.
Clarksdale housing, those public housing projects. But we also, some of our own developments are Partridge Point is one. It used to be known as Greystone.
Yes.
And Partridge Point's a wonderful community. It's 276 apartments.
Amazing.
And we have a partnership with Catholic Charities and Kentucky Refugee Ministries. So about 50% of the families out there are refugee families resettling from refugee camps around the world.
A lot of the Karen.
Yes. We have a lot of people. We've got some Somalians. We've got people from Turkey. Nepal is another big one we have out there. But we have about 18 nations, maybe somewhere between 18 and 24 now represented out there.
A whole United Nations right in a neighborhood.
It really is. And it's beautiful when you go out there. We have, families are out walking around. And this is a property that when we purchased it in 2003, Dare to Care had stopped providing services there because it was just too dangerous. Pizza was not delivered there because it was just too dangerous. There were, 50% of the apartments were vacant. There was a lot of activity from drug gangs, and
incredible.
It's become a place we really love to hang out. In fact, we do a lot of events there. We, in August, distributed backpacks full of school supplies to over 250 children.
Fantastic.
At Partridge Point. The kids were from across our portfolio, but we really use that. It's in a nice central location off Manslick Road, so it's just become a great place. Willard Arms is another one. It's a high-rise. It's a 4-story apartment building that used to be called Hallmark Apartments.
All right.
It was 100 one-bedroom units. You can't really put families in a one-bedroom unit.
Exactly.
So we were able to lower the density and created 66
good
apartments, or some 1s, 2s, and 3s. We have our offices. A lot of our offices are located there now. So it's just a very safe, lovely building. We turned this old parking lot and dumpster pad into a beautiful courtyard with a playground and grills and picnic tables.
Awesome.
And
I love that.
Great to see staff and residents out there utilizing that on the weekends.
It certainly is.
So, yeah.
So many success stories from the Housing Partnership. And I tell you what, you've got more events coming up, and you always have press releases going out about new things that are happening. The most recent one was the one that you talked about on Nightingale. What's going to be coming up next in the news for us from Housing Partnership?
I'm still working on the next in the news, but I can tell you that the next event we're having, which is near and dear to our hearts, is our Hope for the Holidays drive.
I love that.
We are doing a drive where we're asking for donations of coats for men, women, and children. We're asking for donations of $50 gift cards to Kroger, and we like to keep it to Kroger.
Sure.
Because what we're trying to do is provide our families with food. And toys for small children, 10 and under. The average income of our families in our portfolio is $12,000. The median income in Jefferson County right now is about $54,000 for a family of 4. For our families, the median income is about $11,700.
That's incredible.
So our families, the times they get stressed, the times of the year are the holidays and back to school.
So do you want new
stressful.
And gently used?
Very gently used.
Very gently
very
used.
Very gently
coats.
used. We love new, but we'll take very gently used if they're in great condition.
Yes.
We prefer new toys.
When is that going to take place?
That's going to take place. The giveaway is going to take place on December 6th. We're turning one of our properties into a store.
Excellent.
Where we'll have families come in and they'll get to shop. And we'll need volunteers for that as well.
Absolutely. So. I'd love to be there. That'll be so much fun.
Yes.
Help pass out the Christmas presents a little bit early.
That's right.
Wonderful. Lydia, one more time, wearehpi.org is the website. Yes. Give your direct line to get to you and to Jonathan, if you will.
Sure. My direct line is 814-2709.
Okay.
And Jonathan is 814-2730.
And Jonathan's the volunteer coordinator. They would love to have your help with Housing Partnership, however you would like to give it, whether it's in the form of a donation, a contribution of your time, or participation in this wonderful Hope for the Holidays. I can't wait to hear how that turns out, and I would love to be a part of it, so count me in.
Thank you.
Sounds good. I know you have a meeting downtown to get to.
I do.
So your workday is not over with.
Not yet.
But thank you for taking time to come in and be with us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Oh, happy to have you again, and we'll promote the holiday thing again before December, okay?
Thank you.
Lydia Bell with the Housing Partnership, so glad to have you with us. Hey, can you give us a tune to send Lydia out, Eddie?
All right.
Give her something. Give her some walking music.
Well, it's a happy little number here.
All right, wonderful. Let's hear it. Eddie Birch, ladies and gentlemen.
Pulling into the Barstow station in my best how are you shoes, hooking up with a wonderful woman, gonna chuck these skulking blues. Damn right, she does move me, lets me forget all about my sins. So light, the way she soothes me, she gets me living again. "30 days in La Honda's Hooscow, chugging hooch in a hullabaloo. Kinda got a notion, turn it all over, see what living with some sense can do. Damn right, she does move me, lets me forget all about my sins. So light, the way she soothes me, she gets me living again." Incredible how she moves me, sensational how she soothes me. every day of this sweet life. Every day she makes my life so complete. She walks on clouds of patience, putting up with his fool's mistakes. Does it all for love inexplicable, not for money or for heaven's sake. Damn right, she does move me, lets me forget all about my sins. So light, the way she soothes me, she gets me living again. Living again. Living again. Pulling into the Barstow station.
Yay, Eddie Birch. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Is that your
Thanks.
own composition?
Oh, every song I do, I write myself. Yeah.
Wow. Excuse me.
Very
It just
nice.
made me sneeze.
Bless you.
I love the fact
you.
that you write your own music, and that is truly beautiful music.
Well, I forgot. Can I mention just real quickly?
You can mention
I
anything that you
forgot
want.
to mention that we had 2 other CDs we've already done.
Good.
And they play them right here on
Of
Crescent
course they
Radio
do. Kathy
quite
only
often.
plays the best music from
And,
local and regional musicians.
And the new one coming out is more of an Americana, I think, as I said. The others were more pop, rock sounding kind of things.
Cool.
And the name of the group that they play here is the Burgoo Kings.
The Burgoo
Burgoo
Kings.
Kings.
That's Eddie
That's,
Birch.
good.
Wonderful. Thank you
Thanks.
so much, Eddie. We'll be back with you in about 5 more songs before the end of the hour. So I can't wait to hear the rest of them. Welcome back to our little love, our Hero Fund. I tell you, our hero, Aero Fund hero. I can't even think. I'm so excited about Cher. Rebecca Eves, good to see you.
And it's great to see you. I haven't seen you since you
Summer.
got back. Well, no,
Ireland.
Ireland.
Oh, the Ireland trip.
I didn't
Good
get to go
Lord.
to Ireland. She did. Okay, let's.
You
Next
know,
time.
we see each other at events, and you get to come in here. And when you come in here, you always bring the most heart-wrenching and heart-warming stories. And with us today is Cher, who is
Yes.
hiding under her mom Dutch's hat. And look at her cuddle her mom. Her foster mom, Dutch, has her own house load of puppies, but she had room to take care of a
Yes.
very special medical foster. Give us Cher's story, because I understand she came in weighing 8 pounds.
8 pounds, and on a body scale of 1 to 9, she was a 1, which is the only number you can be and have a heartbeat, be
Yeah.
alive. And I got up early on Monday morning, and it's wild how sometimes it just happens. I go and I look and I'm tagged, and I'm like, oh my, we're in trouble. So I made a phone call, bam, and then we had to move because this dog was in trouble. At this point of starvation, you know, organs can start to shut down.
Exactly.
Everything. Her skin was starting to break down. She was at Blue Pearl for a solid week under 24-hour care.
Amazing.
And we had to, there's something called a refeeding syndrome where your body actually does not
God, look at
know
her
how
little
to, exactly right there, does not know how to accept food anymore. And it can actually kill them if you give them too much food.
Oh,
and
her
so she was
spine.
on very, very small meals, and she still is. And I want to thank Dutch because I knew the level of care that she would get with Dutch, and I knew Dutch would do exactly what we needed, and I knew she was full, but she had said before,
Lord.
that's what you get for saying it to me. She said before if a case came in and I could help, and I really needed her help, so I want to thank.
Yes.
We need foster homes so bad, so thank you, Dutch, for
Dutch
stepping
is
up.
wonderful. She's always been an animal advocate, always will be, and we appreciate you in this animal community so much. You know, the difference between Cher now and Cher in those pictures is quite phenomenal, and I know she's getting fed 5 small meals a day plus a
Right.
lot of Cheerio treats.
Yeah, she gets Cheerios in between, and it's helped firmed up the stool. It's just done a lot of, and it was so sad because I would take her into an examination room and close the door and visit her, and all she did, it was just pace, looking everywhere, frantic for food. She was in survival mode. It's quite disturbing.
Yes, it is.
When I first picked her up out of the car that she rode in, she was really very, very weak.
Yes.
And the news crews were there, and I was like, I couldn't. Imagine this,
sobbing.
my mouth,
Yeah.
nothing would come out, and
Yeah.
I have a big mouth. I
I
couldn't say anything.
totally
it
get
was
it.
just really bad.
Yeah.
And the fact that some acts of violence are quick and they're horrible and they're evil, this took a while, and
Yes, it
and
did.
someone purposely did not feed her, and that's what angered me so. And it's
And how did
just
she
ridiculous.
come to you? 'Cause I understand
I got-
Marion County was the shelter, possibly.
It was Mason County,
Mason County,
and
okay.
they had an overnight drop where people can drop animals when the shelter's closed, and that is a point of controversy.
Yeah,
which
it's
I don't
dangerous.
Well, it's a point of controversy because if someone hadn't put her in there, you know, she wouldn't be here today.
Right.
So someone in the middle of the night put her in. So it could have been a good Samaritan. We don't
It
know.
could have
So
been.
I mean, I don't know whether shut them down, don't have them. I don't know what the answer is. I'm thankful.
What if there's a really big, aggressive, hungry dog that's been dropped
Well,
off, and
and
you
that's-
drop a tidbit like that in there?
Absolutely, and that is exactly. I mean, I'm not saying exactly. There's, you know, just for her it worked
Gosh,
out. For her it worked out, and the transport worked out. We just got her here really quick, and that's
Well, look at
that's
those-
the way the Aerofund works.
Look
I
at those
mean,
back muscles that are starting to develop.
I know,
and her
she
little
had nothing
tummy
back there,
Is
yeah.
gotten full because her Dutch keeps giving her treats of Cheerios, and she's eating food. And the thing that I loved about this dog, as soon as I met her, is she came running up and stood on her hind legs and pulled her little fingers apart, literally her little
Yeah.
toes.
she like stands on her 2 feet, and
She's a
it's like,
circus
here
dog.
I am, here I am. I
know.
know, she's precious.
She is one of many animals benefiting from the Aerofund. And Rebecca, you guys you're on 24/7 call. I know, because I see
We
you on
are.
all hours of the night on Facebook dealing with new issues. How many calls are you pretty much getting a week for crisis
Tagged
situations?
in many. I mean, we take the worst of the worst. I mean, I got a call today, and it was something that another rescue could easily help. It wasn't our criteria.
Yes.
We do the really, really bad ones,
The horrendous
and that we
ones.
can prove that it's torture, abuse, or neglect in a severe torture, abuse,
Yes.
and neglect. And we really, really, really like to prosecute the people that do this to these animals.
Yes, we should.
I have some good news.
What's the good news?
Well, we had a case that, in fact, my own Aerofund people, most of them don't know. I got a text. We had a dog named Quill.
I remember Quill.
Do you remember Quill?
Beautiful dog.
Quill was precious, and Quill had eaten his feet off because
Oh, my God, I
he was
know.
there was a drug bust. The police went in, found him in a back room, feces covered feet, but under that was he had eaten his feet.
Nubs.
He actually threw his foot up on me. Okay, and then the other foot would have to have been surgically removed. Now, we were going to do something with a cart because his temperament was that good.
Yes.
But his back was broken so severely that ethically it was not possible.
Right.
So while I was holding him,
Yes.
we euthanized him.
Yes.
And I mean, it was rough. And I kept saying, we are not letting this one go.
Yes.
And the person kept getting a continuance, a continuance, a continuance. She's now going to jail.
Good.
210 days.
Good.
She starts to serve right after Christmas. And if I need your all's help, because we don't want her off on shock probation after she's in there like a couple days. So that's what this person needs to be in jail.
Imagine the shock to Quill, and imagine the shock to all of our systems when Quill had to be euthanized.
It was
humanely.
horrible. I mean, it was horrible.
But
And,
thank God Quill died in your arms.
Right.
Is
And
all
Quill,
I can say instead
right.
of the criminal's
Quill died
arms.
knowing what love was, and we had cleaned him up, and God bless him. You
That's
know,
right.
I mean, yeah.
And
so-
God bless you, and God bless the Aerofund. And you've got several events this weekend that were so spectacularly successful. We want to just
Yeah.
reflect back on those. Tell us what happened this weekend.
Well, we were a special guest of Adrian and Company, and we were at the Italian Festival for the first time.
Excellent.
And Adrian and Company shared their booth with us
How
and had us
lovely.
as a guest. We loved it. We had a blast, and we met a whole group of people in Jeffersonville. It's really nice to get out there. We're actually looking for more volunteers so we can hit more areas and tell people more about what we do. We have an event this week coming up.
Good.
The October 5th is a canine game. So this Saturday at
Saturday, right.
Dupree Park.
Okay.
In J-Town.
That's the one that's
It's
spelled Des Prez.
Desprez. I could be pronouncing it
No,
wrong.
it's Dupre. You're right. It just
or
looks funny on the
Dupre.
sign.
And That's from 10 to 4 this Saturday. Derby City Disc Dogs, Slugger City Bully.
Outstanding.
They're going to
Bully
be
buddies,
there.
yeah.
So and we are going to have, Christina's bringing Chopper, who
Oh,
is still looking
good.
for his home, and I'm bringing Frodo.
Oh,
So
two
we're
of
real
my
excited.
favorites.
Yes, they're awesome. And the next week at Garden Gate, which is at the corner of Breckenridge and Bardstown Road, we're having Barktoberfest.
Barktober,
and it's
I
a
love that.
family festival at Garden Gate with jumpies for the kids, face painting. We're going to be there. Booths can come. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
Huge events.
and then we have one October 25th.
That I
Friday,
get to be at.
that we have a special
Yay!
MC,
I'm
and her
so
name is
excited.
Tara Bassett, and we're so excited. It's the Monster Mash costume ball.
That's
and we're
gonna be a blast.
We are so, and guess what? There's less than 50 tickets left.
Wow, you've
less
done
than
great.
50 tickets left.
It's
yeah.
at the Peterson Duminal House right here in
Yes.
the heart of Crescent Hill, and they are a wonderful venue because we've got lots of yard space. So we're going to pray for a cold, crisp, dry
Oh, yeah.
fall night.
Yes, we
Dutch
are.
agrees. And there will be so much fun and festivities. Tell us what the Monster Mash will consist of.
Well, we're going to have a DJ, which is picking out just really special, fun dance
Monster
music.
Mash,
You know,
blah, blah, blah,
all of it. It's going to be over the top. We're going to have mystery bags, 775 of them that are
Excellent.
$20. Their value will be $25 to $175. We'll have a few 5 or 6 silent auctions, but mainly it's to and we'll have catering by the Bristol.
Oh, always wonderful.
Mainly appetizers because it's 7 to 11,
Yes.
and it's a cash bar. It's basically let's just have some fun, talk, meet, and then.
Yes, bring lots of
And
cash.
Dutch is saying
Dutch is
bring
saying
cash. Bring cash because
That's excellent.
Our medical bills are quite high.
Yeah,
so
they are. Well,
we're-
Emily Heim is wonderful at the Bristol. She provides
Emily
the
is
best,
fantastic.
the best catering services in the world, and the Peterson Duminal House and the Bristol work
Twyla.
together. And Twyla,
They're fantastic.
They
They have
are.
been so fun.
they are.
In
And-
fact, we're booking another event there November 7th.
oh, good. One right after the other.
Yeah, and do you want to know what that is?
Yes, I'd love to know.
And nobody knows this yet.
Okay, first announcement on Take It From
I know.
Tara. Thank you so much.
Well, Jeff Tull, who is a world-renowned, in my opinion, artist and graphic artist.
He is.
He did 2 of the best Derby posters ever. He wanted to know what he could do for us. He created
man.
a poster for the Aero Fund. His interpretation of what the Aero Fund is. It is bone-chilling. It gives you goosebumps when you look
bet.
at it. So November 7th, we're going to be at the Peterson Duminal House again for a wine and cheese reception to
poster
sell
reveal.
for the unveiling of our poster.
Can I MC that one too?
Yes, baby.
Oh, good.
Come on down. We'd love it. It is just
Anything I can do for
You
the
wouldn't
Aero Fund.
believe how beautiful this is, and we are so honored and so excited.
Play that note. Go right ahead. Eddie's so excited. He
I'm
wants to
staying.
compose a song for the Aero Fund, right? Would you think about that?
I want a jingle.
I think
Everybody
it would be
out
cool.
there, the Aerophone would love a fun jingle, just like Tara's jingle. We
That's
love
right.
it.
Take it from Arrow. You know what I think is cool is Kathy Weisbach's got so many cool graphics now that she's got all of us on screen at the same time.
Stop it. That's scary. Kathy, you're
She is
talented.
such a techno weenie, and she's done such a great job. She's making this like a full-size television station instead of a community radio station, and I love that. When we get FM this fall, or whenever we get it, as soon as possible, it's going to be spectacular.
Yippee.
Then your word will get even farther. Than
Oh,
it is.
that's
Although
fantastic.
internet radio spreads worldwide, and I hope that you're using these interviews and sending them to everybody that you know, as we ask all of our guests to do, to publicize yourself.
Yeah.
And people all over the world are watching us,
Yes.
which is so cool. I still get notes from Ireland from my live broadcast there.
Yes. Well, we have people watching us from all over the world for the Aero Fund.
I'm
It's
so
really
glad.
amazing. We have soldiers in Afghanistan that
Aw.
they comment, and people from Italy and Denmark. You know, it's just amazing. And I'm like, here we are, this small little group of volunteers in Louisville, Kentucky.
That's right. Here we are.
But we're doing good stuff, so I'm really proud.
And so many people are getting the word that I know that you're getting spectacular suggestions and offers to do bigger things that could take the Aero Fund nationwide as a charity.
Yes.
And we're not going to reveal what those things are right now.
But
they're
we are
big.
but they're big, and we are hoping that they happen because we want it's a very good concept,
Yes,
you know,
it
to
is.
bring awareness of this abuse, torture, neglect of animals, because if they are doing it, it's not the first time they've done it to an animal.
That's
and
exactly
it's
right.
most likely they've done it to children, adults. Some of them are just mean people, and abuse escalates, and it's it's documented. Serial killers started with animals.
That's right.
School shooters started with animals.
Yep.
Kentucky lawmakers, listen, we
Please.
need some better laws to protect the animals, because in essence, by punishing the people that offend, that abuse these animals in such a horrendous way, will maybe put the brakes on them. So that they don't go towards your child.
And just the difference between Cher then and now, and Kathy, if you can show just one of those photos again of the terrible condition that Cher came in. Look at her little back. Look at her little musculature developing. Oh my gosh.
She's got little
she does.
butt
And
muscles.
look at that. Her little hips.
Little biscuits.
Were just sticking out, and now she's a healthy and very happy little dog, and she's got a great foster mom, and no more of this. And we want to see this stop
No.
forever. And thank God for Blue Pearl and all the other vets who give Johnson Animal Clinic, Missy Jewel. So many of the vets in town give of their time and their expertise and great discounts and a lot of free service, I know, to the wonderful rescue efforts that we have going on here. So thank you so much.
And they do. But make no mistake, our vet bills are astronomical.
Well, they're horrible. They're horrible because they can't possibly
Yeah.
do it for every animal because they are
Yeah.
profit-making
Oh, they are,
organizations,
and I
too.
mean, but we are very appreciative of
Yes,
every vet
we
that's
do.
in our system.
Yep, we absolutely do. Well, Rebecca, you can check thearrowfund.org. You can Facebook Rebecca Eves at her own page or at thearrowfund.org. You'll find her at all hours of the day and night. Thank you for your
Thank you, my
continuing
friend.
efforts.
Love you.
I love you and the wonderful board and the group of volunteers you have. Thank you, Dutch. Foster mom extraordinaire, and thank you, Cher. I love you so much. I've been out playing with you outside, so I hate to see you go, but please come back again and visit us when you find your forever home, and I know that's a very short time coming. We'd like to thank the Magnuson effort to prevent human trafficking. They are absolutely incredible in their efforts of trying to stop this horrendous human issue that is so similar to what we deal with the animal issues, but bringing people in to enslave them literally into the United States. And they're sponsoring Take It From Tara. We thank them very much, and we'd like to acknowledge them.
Thank you.
Good job, baby.
Love you.
Women and children are frequent potential victims of human traffickers associated with international criminal organizations. Vulnerable to false promises of job opportunities in other countries, many of those who accept these offers from what appear to be legitimate sources find their documents destroyed, their lives or the lives of their families threatened with harm, or bonded by a debt they have no chance of repaying. Human trafficking also includes persons who are trafficked into forced marriages, sweatshops, plantations, or domestic service. What can you do to stop these heinous practices? To learn more, visit humantrafficking.org, sponsored by the Magnuson Effort to Combat Human Trafficking. And thank you so much to the Magnuson Effort to Combat Human Trafficking. Eddie, you got another tune for us?
I sure have.
Let's hear it. Eddie Birch is our musical guest. We're so happy to have him. And Tammy Tackett from FABA is up next.
I think I'm going to do a song. I wasn't exactly planning on doing it in this order, but it's about my dog.
All right, let's hear it.
This
That's
little dog
perfect.
was
For the
here.
Arrow Funds Share, this is a dedicated song
Well,
to our beautiful little baby.
My dog's gone.
That's
but
okay.
It's
Cher's
my
still
unhappy
here.
song's what it's called.
All
My
right.
dog Rex died a year ago in October.
Well, we're
and
sorry
it
for your
started
loss.
this song going. I thought of other things I lost it, how the song developed.
Beautiful. Let's hear it. Eddie Birch.
Me and Pappy Van Winkle on the back porch of this Florida condo. I should be happy, ain't that just the way it rolls? The best dog that ever breathed took his last 2 days ago. So I can't be happy now. Yeah, I know I'll be okay in a week or 3. Just another bump on my road to equanimity. In the grand scheme, sure he didn't mean a thing, but he meant an awful lot to me. That's why I'm unhappy now. We live with our sorrows and regrets as we lose what we love over and over. The future, it comes up on us so fast, and the past leaving so painfully slow. Down the beach a radio's twanging, the more I drink, the more I drink. Well, for better or for worse, the more I think, the more I think. Right now I'm thinking I'd be better off thinking all I need's another drink, but that ain't what I'm thinking now. 'Cause I'm thinking back to the summer of '68, Daddy blew his stack. Those yippies at the convention like to give him a heart attack. And my cheering them on must have felt like a dagger in his back. But I can't change that here now. Yeah, we live with our sorrows and regrets as we lose what we love over and over. Oh, the future, it comes up on us so fast, and the past leaving is so painfully slow. Daddy was a radio operator in the World War. He must have wondered what they've been fighting for when he thought my generation was trying to kick his out the door. But that's all history now. Yeah, I reckon he was stubborn and wrong where I was stupid and right. Sometimes I wonder in the middle of the night. But in the cold, clear morning light, it doesn't really matter now. He died early in '69 when I was just 22. Never got a chance to grow into my gratitude. He's been gone over 40 years and now my old dog's gone too. So we got us one unhappy song here now. Yeah, we live with our sorrows and regrets as we lose what we love over and over. Yeah, the future, well, it rolls over us so fast, and the past leaving is so painfully slow.
Beautiful, Eddie. Thank you so much. What a
You're very
beautiful
welcome.
song. And we are dedicating that to the Aero Fund because a lot of those dogs do not survive, and we are so grateful that the ones who come in do. So our
I had mine for
condolences on
11
Rex.
years.
Yeah.
He was 11 years old. And he
Yeah.
just got too old. His
Yeah.
heart gave out.
Yeah, and we've been through that. All of us have been through that so many times, and the pain never goes away. But thank you for bringing it to music.
You're very welcome.
Beautiful. We'll hear another song from Eddie Birch coming up in just a few moments. First of all, let's talk to Tammy Tackett. She is with the Frankfurt Avenue Business Association. You own the South Bailey Boutique.
That's right.
What a great
do.
store. I love it.
It's incredible. Yes, I've seen you there a time or two, Miss
Love
Tara.
to shop around Crescent
yes,
Hill.
Yes, you do. And I want to say thank you for that.
Well-
Because you not only do you do this and give us an avenue to promote the avenue.
That's right.
But you also support our businesses.
Well,
and we
I buy
appreciate it.
everything that I can buy local, and I love to buy it on Frankfurt Avenue. I'm a big Crescent Hill Trading Company
Yes, you are.
shopper. All my my furniture and stuff comes from there, and I love all of the coffee shops, and I frequent them with my Wi-Fi. There you go. You got yours all set. South Bailey Boutique and all of the restaurants. I mean, Frankfurt Avenue has exploded.
Yeah.
In December, when we started this show, we had Margaret come on from Margaret's Consignments,
one
and
and
she
only.
talked to us about how much change had taken place on Frankfurt Avenue in the last 20 years. It used to be that people didn't want to live anywhere along here, and now it's one of the hubbub housing and visiting and regaling areas, especially when
is.
we have a trolley hop like we did on
Absolutely.
Friday night.
Absolutely. And Friday was a lovely night.
It was so
You can't
cool.
beat a good trolley night with weather like that.
Absolutely.
It's so much fun.
And, you know, Crescent Hill Radio had a great concert with Robots, with Kelly Newton playing guitar, and other great groups, and they have a concert on the lawn for every trolley hop. You guys have all kinds of special events at South Bailey.
Yes, we do. And actually, I'm wondering if Mr. Eddie over there would like to come play sometime.
I bet he would. This is
He's
why
awesome.
we love the networking
Absolutely.
aspect of Take It From Tara, because so many people come in for the show, and everybody exchanges business cards and Facebook addresses and LinkedIn. And
Oh, I'm ready to sign up for Arrow and
Oh,
help us
yeah.
with doggies.
You
I
have
want Eddie
to.
to come play.
well, we'll share him with you, won't
Yeah.
we? Sounds good.
Definitely.
So, Tammy, talk to us a little bit about things that are going on the Avenue. with Frankfurt Avenue Business Association, of which we are all members.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we're coming into a pretty busy season with the holidays coming
Absolutely.
up. So next up will be the October Trolley Hop, and that will be on October 25th. And
That's the same night as the Monster Mash.
it is the same night,
Which will be so
which
much
is
fun.
in the hood,
Right,
so
right
you
on
can do
Peterson
both.
Duminal property.
You don't have to pick.
That's
you can
right.
do both. We'll be good with that.
Yes, we will.
And then following that, on Sunday will be our last food truck event of the year at St. Joe's.
Great.
This was something that Frankfurt Avenue Business Association piloted this year to kind of see how it would be received amongst the neighbors, and it's been pretty good. We've enjoyed it this year, but the Sunday after that, which is the 27th, October the 27th, will be the last of the year. And
The
we're going
last
to do
food truck
trick-or-treating up and down the avenue.
Fun.
So you can come and trick or treat at our businesses. Then you can go down Hillcrest, otherwise known in my family as Spooky Street.
It is.
And enjoy all the Halloween festivities.
Well, and you can also come by Galt, and the Witch of Crescent Hill will be trick-or-treating the kids, as she has for the last 20 years or so, on October 31st, Halloween night. And I'll also be celebrating her birthday on the 28th. So it's a big weekend
It
from
is
the
a big
25th
weekend.
on.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually trying to see if I can get my mom to come up and spend the weekend and enjoy all of these festivities
You need
with
to
us.
get her up here because we got a lot going on.
Yeah, she's in Atlanta, and she likes to take an occasional little trip. So I'm looking forward to that weekend.
You
It's
better
gonna
bring
be
her
great.
in. I want to see her.
She'll
You better
come
bring her
shop.
in.
She'll come shop with you. Tell us about other events that are happening, because I know that every Friday, it's the last Friday of the month, we have the Frankfurt Avenue Trolley Hop.
Yes, that's right.
And we have other great events. The holiday shopping season is nearly upon us, and you guys are already decorating for the holidays. I mean, getting ready to
Absolutely.
put up the big Christmas wreaths and the trees and everything that just decorates Frankfurt Avenue so beautifully.
Don't you love it?
I do.
Really? Isn't it a great neighborhood?
Yes, it is a great
love
neighborhood.
It. Well, of course, we have the day after Thanksgiving will be our November trolley hop, and that's an all-day trolley hop. So the trolleys run from 11 o'clock till 10 o'clock that night.
Yes,
11 a.m. till 10.
I don't know why we even bother to call it Black Friday, because it's Red Friday.
There's
It's just
yes,
Christmas,
exactly.
Christmas, Christmas. Everything
Oh,
is
it's so
going,
much
and it's
fun.
so much fun. We have a great
Yes.
time.
And then the day after that,
Saturday?
yes, is Shop Small Saturday, which is a huge event for little people like me, little businesses.
Yes, it is.
Where people are encouraged nationwide to find a small business and support them on that day. And, you know, we encourage everybody, get out of the malls and come to the avenue.
Absolutely.
Give us a chance.
Yeah, you
Give
really
us an
have to.
opportunity.
Well, that's what businesses have been built on, and you know, there's nothing wrong with malls, and there's nothing wrong with chain stores. But if you really want to support your local economy, the best way to do it is to hit those local shops, like
Absolutely.
South Bailey Boutique and Crescent Hill Trading Company and Andre Moldenvenu, the dentist, and
Yes.
all these people, you know,
Yes.
who have tremendous. Just investment in building a small local business.
Yes, and we are, you know, Frankfurt Avenue Business Association, we're all volunteers, and our primary focus is to make Frankfurt Avenue an attractive place to do business.
Yes.
We're very involved with the communities, so we need your support. We need you to come out and support our businesses.
And Comfy Cow and Veronese
Absolutely.
and all of the restaurants.
Margaret's.
Margaret's,
And you
incredible.
mentioned something a little while ago about how important it is to spend local money.
Yes.
And obviously, a lot of the focus that you do is on charitable giving. Well,
Yes.
you have people like Margaret who supports so many local charities.
Yes, she
so
does.
not only and Honey Brothers.
Yes, absolutely.
Huge.
Mike Mays
supporter.
came on and told us about all the things that
Absolutely.
they do and the way that
Yes.
they work with organic fair trade
Yes.
countries. We are so lucky to have the
Yes.
merchants that we
Yes.
have here. So
Yes.
you can become a part of the Frankfurt Avenue Business Association. You can become an associate member, even if you are
Absolutely.
not a business, but you'd like to support the efforts and the work of
Yes.
Frankfurt Avenue
Yes.
Business Association. So just go to frankfurtavenue.com, which is the website.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also, in all of the shops along Frankfurt Avenue, pick up these awesome maps.
Yes,
They are
the
so
avenue.
cool. They're fold out the avenue maps, and
should've
it
brought
looks
one.
like something straight out of Manhattan,
thank
which
you.
is so cool because it gives you the opportunity to have a trifold map that shows almost every merchant.
Yes.
And gives you the address and gives you the little dot on the street to show you where they are. And it's an actual area that encompasses the Story, Melwood, and Frankfurt Avenue
Oh,
corridors.
Yeah, we go all the way. We have members down to Cannon's Lane.
Yes, so it's huge. Well, Tammy Tackett, thank you so much for being with us today,
Thanks,
representing
Tara.
FABA.
Really appreciate
And
it.
Kathy Schmidt, thanks for getting us hooked up because you couldn't come because your store is so busy you can't leave to come and talk to us.
Kathy works very hard.
She does.
Yes,
She's
she
a
does.
one-man
We all
band, but
do.
she does a great job. And everybody who's in FABA, thank you for your support. And Tammy, we'll talk to you again
Yes,
soon.
thank
you
you,
so
Tara.
much. South Bailey Boutique. Love you so much.
Love you
Appreciate you
too.
being here. Can we hear from from you again, sir?
Sure.
I'd love another tune. First, I want to acknowledge Eternal Health Yoga because they are a wonderful supporter of Take It From Tara, and it's a great place to go to work out, get the kinks out, get your health going. Eternal Health Yoga is located right on Frankfurt Avenue in the heart of Crescent Hill. We want to thank them for their support of Take It From Tara. Eternal Health Yoga at 3410 Frankfurt Avenue in Louisville's Crescent Hill is dedicated to sharing the joyful benefits of yoga with you. Teacher Training 200-hour program is certified with the National Yoga Alliance, and classes are offered 7 days a week by certified yoga instructors. Varied class packages available, including the introductory 30 days for $35. All levels welcome. EternalHealthYoga.com online and on Facebook, 502-424-3164. Celebrating 7 years of serving the Louisville, Southern Indiana community. Love the Eternal Health Yoga, folks. Thank you so much. Catherine Furrow is with us next. Hi, Catherine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm so glad to see you. First, we're going to give Eddie a chance to sing you in.
Oh, good.
He's got
Yes.
another tune for
Love
us.
his
Eddie
voice.
Birch.
We all set sail with such golden dreams of a shining pathway to lead us through the turbulence, our long, hard day to day. The time runs short and we fear the worst won't be enough to see us through. Thank God I found an anchorage, my love for you. A failure here in so many ways, as you know too well. Our fitful voyage to paradise often skirts reefs of hell, but in the end it's all a wash on the shore of what's true. The dearest thing in this man's life is to be loved by you. Beloved, light upon my life. There's nothing more to say. If this were to be my last breath, it would be calling out to you. The ruby throat now shows us the way, soon bound for Mexico, to sip life's sweetness throughout the day, then with grace to let it go. The sun will set and the gloaming fall, still when thought is my refuge, the unshakable certainty that I'm loved by you, how I'm loved by you. Sweetheart, light upon my life. There's nothing more to say. If this were to be my last breath, it would be calling out to you.
Love that, Eddie Birch.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Oh, nice. I love your voice. Oh my gosh.
Catherine is the singer too.
Oh, well.
She's a movie
Great.
producer. She's a singer. She's a fabulous actress herself, as well as being a producer. So she really appreciates good music, and thank you
Very
so
nice.
much.
We
That
were
makes me
real
happy.
zenned out.
Absolutely. That's what we need in our busy lives. And Catherine is one of the busiest people I know, Eddie. So
That's probably true.
when
yeah.
you zen her out, that's pretty good because she usually multitasks. She's usually talking to me on the phone, having a text conversation, Skyping with somebody else, 3 or 4 other message boxes going at once. So
I'm ready to unplug.
you should just make her a CD of relaxation music
That'd
from
be
Eddie
awesome.
Birch.
It'd be awesome.
Might be able to.
I love it, Catherine. So good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You look beautiful as always.
Thank you very much.
And the 2 girls are here with us, Emma
Yes.
and Mimi. So glad to have you guys with us tonight. Thank you for coming with Mom. Breath of Heaven movie had a spectacular weekend.
It was our first official shoot weekend, and it's mostly B-roll footage, but we were able to go to the city of Lawrenceburg for their reenactments of the Battle of Dog Walk in Lawrenceburg.
Isn't that incredible?
And we're using that footage in the film. They were so amazing. I have to give a shout out to Robert Miles, who's the city attorney of Lawrenceburg. He hooked all of this up for us, and he is just, and I've told him this, so I feel okay saying it. He should be a character in a John Grisham novel.
Oh,
He's a
really?
lawyer anyway, but like the hero of the novel. He's just an amazing human being, and really connected us with some great people. All of the reenactors were fabulous. They had the Burgoo Festival down there,
Wonderful.
and they fed our crew. They were so
With
excited
Burgoo.
with Burgoo, yeah. They had a pig roast and everything for us as well. And then the second day we went back and we were able to work with all of the reenactors. It was just a really special weekend.
So how many reenactors were actually involved in the Battle of Dogwood reenactment?
It was
Dog Walk.
Dog Walk,
Dog Walk.
which is kind of perfect. Arrow Fun Dog
Yes,
Walk.
it
you know,
is.
the connection.
That's right.
We had 150 total altogether. We had between the 2 days 15 cavalry. We had artillery, live ammunition. We had cannon fire. We
Amazing.
had everybody in full costume. It was really. I just started to cry because I looked over at Herschel and I said, you know what, our film is beginning with cannon fire.
That's
So
amazing.
that's awesome.
As opposed to being cannon fodder.
That's right. Hey.
Cannon fire. I tell you what, and to have the cavalry there, how exciting. The horses must have been spectacular.
Oh, they were beautiful. And as a matter of fact, yesterday we were able to set up a couple of scenes that we actually wanted to see, you know, some specific things. And we had two of the riders come, and it was very intimidating, but actually awesome. I got to lay on the ground with a camera and they rode past us.
Wow.
And just to feel the horse hooves and the ground shake and to hear that and then to know, wow, this is, you know, this movie's actually going to happen.
Did
It
I
was
mention she
incredible.
shoots as well? She's a photographer as well as a
shoots, she
producer
scores.
and an actress and a singer and a coach. And, you know, let's talk just for a moment about acting for your life, because
Sure.
it's not a sideline. It's actually something that you also do full time along with the other 14 jobs that you have.
I know. I just multitask like crazy.
But acting for your life is a wonderful resource for people, especially who are actors, who are looking for support for specific issues in their lives. And you give great advice.
Well, thank you. Thank you
You've
very
given
much.
me much. Thank you.
You're welcome. It actually started out of some acting classes I was teaching in New York. A friend of mine is a casting agent, and she said, you know, we're having these folks come into New York that are straight off the Greyhound bus that don't know anything about the city and
Yes.
anything about being an actor or how to handle their life and career. And then there were several people that I started to work with who'd been on Broadway for, 40, 50 years, who had just lost the fire, that still needed to work, but they also didn't have balance in their lives. So we started just this acting class, just base acting. And then I realized that we were spending about 15 to 20 minutes of each class talking about drama that was happening in personal life and not being able to get to the work.
Isn't that amazing?
So finally I said, okay, I'm going to pair you guys up and we're going to start talking about some life skills things, and as soon as you talk about money or anything, financial with a group of actors, they just all panic. I do the same thing.
Absolutely. Don't we all?
Don't we all? And so it turned into the program. In order to finish the acting class, they would have to sit through about 10 or 15 minutes of a presentation of someone outside of their career field. So we had a financial advisor come in, we had a banker
Great.
come in, somebody talk about health care, somebody came and gave a presentation on the Actors Equity and Going Union, especially for the
Wonderful.
people who hadn't been union yet. So it turned into this balance program. I've been teaching it since 2005, and we tour across the country, and we have a international podcast, and It's just awesome.
Acting for Your Life is the name of the podcast.
It is Acting for Your Life, and we're on Podomatic. We're actually the top-rated actor series podcast.
Cool.
And we just beat out the West End Theatre podcast in London.
Even better.
Which blows my mind. But it's actingforyourlife.podomatic.com. And you can go, we have our most popular episodes are archived there. So
Well, it
people
should
can
not
check
be
it
a
out.
surprise that it has beaten the West End Theater, because actually you are one of the best instructors in so many
thank
areas.
you.
And I'm not talking about just acting, but life skills and dealing with problems and raising children and having dogs and being a substitute
You can just
host.
keep going. I'm never going to leave this chair.
I'll just let you stay there and just keep praising you to the high heavens. And
Thank you.
Catherine, of course, has substituted for me a couple of times when I've been out of town. One time when I was under the weather, and I tell you what, you can do anything.
Oh, thank you.
So well.
Thank you.
It's just like falling off a bike.
Ah, thanks.
You know, it's amazing. Now, Herschel Zond is your producing partner in
Yes.
Breath of Heaven, the movie. And breathofheavenmovie.com is the website where you can go to find out more. And you can see a ton of pictures on Facebook as
Yes.
well, on your page.
On my page. We actually have 3 different pages. We've
Okay.
got Breath of Heaven Movie, which
Okay.
is the actual film site. We have FYL Entertainment, which is our
Okay.
production company.
Yes.
So FYL Entertainment, you can go there. And then I have my personal fan page, Catherine Ray Furrow, and all of those things kind of link in and out of each other.
Yes.
So
You're looking for financing for the movie. I know you've been successful to some degree, but you would like it to be bigger and better, and I think that's a great idea. So anyone who's interested in financing this fantastic movie, which is going to be shot here, produced here, put together here, there are a lot of local vendors involved.
Yeah, we have over 15 local vendors on all different scales. Thoughtfly Grip and Lighting has been working with us for quite some time. We have American Recording Company. We have you. You were there. You were our host for the campaign.
Extreme Media
LLC.
Lisa
and
Siebert.
Lisa and Greg and all the folks over there. And the state of Kentucky has been helping us. Now the city of Lawrenceburg is involved.
Yes.
We've got the state of Indiana. We've got the city of New Albany. I mean, I wake up every morning and pinch myself and say, "Is this really happening?"
It
And,
is.
And then, especially after this weekend, it was like, "Yeah, this is really happening."
Well, and for those who are tuning in to hear Catherine's story for the first time, the script began as a teenager visiting New Orleans.
Yeah, I went on a family vacation. I was 16 years old. We were taking a mansion tour. Walked up to this mansion that is now a hotel. It's the Cornstalk Hotel, but they opened the doors and it was like the story just poured over me. And I looked at the tour guide and I said, "Do you know these people's names? Do you know this story?" And she said, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
It just was coming to you.
It just came to me, and I couldn't stop, and I couldn't even enjoy the tour. My father, who's a photographer, said, "I'm going to Jackson Square Park. I'm going to buy you a journal, and let's just go sit down and you write, and I'll take pictures."
Amazing.
And I penned then what was the first 5/8 of the main screenplay.
Amazing.
So, yeah, and then 20 years later.
The script has been completed.
It is.
And it has been turned into a screenplay, which is so impressive as well.
Yeah.
Which is nothing short of a miracle, because, I mean, how you learn how to do all these things is beyond me. But you go online, you research it, you find out, you have a great education as well. Now you're producing the movie.
Yep.
And the actual battle scenes are the first that will be shot, but then there's going to be a period of time between now and, I guess, right after Derby.
The week after
before
Derby.
you shoot more.
We do, yeah.
And you're going to be shooting in the Culbertson Mansion in New Albany and the Culbertson Mansion in Louisville, which is pretty funny.
And then perhaps we've been talking to the Bernheim Mansion here in Louisville as well. And then there are several mansions down Lawrenceburg way, several farm areas that we're looking down in that area. And so it's really as much as we are going to be in Southern Indiana because that's where our company's based.
Yes.
It really is a Kentucky-based film. I mean, 90% of the film is going to be shot
Sure.
here, which as a Kentuckian, that's just amazing to me.
Well, and you're actually going to be paying the people who work on
Yes.
the project instead of doing
Yeah.
what a lot of movie makers have to do, which is say, come do it for the experience. Come do it to put it on your
Resume
resume.
builder, yeah.
Exactly. And it's like you are actually in the active process of raising funds.
Yeah.
You've done some fundraising engines online.
Yep, yeah, we've done a lot of crowdfunding,
Yes.
and now we're looking at individual investors, and so we're still looking for some individual investors, and we have another crowdfunding campaign that's probably going to happen around December, January-ish.
Great.
For some very specific things, but we're very close, and I want to tell you that we can't announce quite yet to the public, to the people who we have on board with the film. But we're probably 2 weeks away from signing
That's
our
wonderful.
major name talent that's going to be involved. So
Well, good, and I hope
super
that you will
excited.
come back on Take It From Tara and make those announcements too,
Well,
because
of course I will. Where else would I
they
go?
are huge. They are huge names, and you
Yeah.
will recognize them immediately.
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting. And some of them have local ties.
They do. And most of the people who are involved with the film now, and as you know, we have an international base of people who've been
Yes.
helping us. We've got a lot of
Huge.
our contacts and things even come from Australia, and we do a lot of Skype meetings, and we've got a lot of friends down there. And so it's become this little local film that has this local flavor with an international twist, and
Exactly.
all these people. And I'm so grateful, and thank you to you for all your support. And
Are you kidding me? You guys are just fantastic, and you have supported me all along in all of our efforts, from substituting to you and Herschel coming on and singing. And I love the fact that we are ready to move ahead with Breath of Heaven movie.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Thank you,
Catherine.
Tara.
Glad to have you with us. We want to thank the Team Bravo of Rodan and Fields for their support of Take It From Tara. And we have a brand new promo for you. So just sit back and enjoy Rodan and Fields. Thanks for your support of Take It From Tara. Rodan and Fields skincare consultants pride themselves on changing faces and changing lives on a daily basis. Two respected dermatologists, Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields, say that using their products is like visiting their office, but without the cost of seeing a dermatologist. At myrnf.com, you'll find helpful hints. Get a free skin analysis using the solution tool and discover Rodan and Fields' seasonal skincare recommendations. For more information, Maureen Bravo, 407-810-4665. Email maureen.ruii@gmail.com. On the web at maureenbravo at myrnf.com.
Do you want me to do a song or just
Sure.
go? Okay. Yeah. I lay down alone by the waters of Kandahar in the evening dew, and dreamt sweet dreams of the one that I love, dreamt sweetly of you. I was afraid, I was so afraid, as I woke from the dreaming, you would be gone in the harsh, bitter dawn. My dear wife, you were leaving.
And thanks to all of our guests, Eddie Birch, Catherine Furrow on Breath of Heaven, the movie, Tammy Tackett and the Frankfurt Avenue Business Association, Lydia Bell from the Housing Partnership, and our rescue hero, Rebecca Eves of the Arrow Fund. Coming up on October 7th, the music of Rebecca Lynn, Shannon Favre's Law, Kim Torres, and Sandy Griffin of Art from the Heart, and Darcy from Eternal Health Yoga, all October 7th at 5. Make sure you check out our archives via our reinvented CrescentHillRadio.com website, SoundCloud, Ustream, and YouTube. I'll see you next Monday on Take It From Tara, 5 to 6 p.m. on Crescent Hill Radio. Eddie Birch, play us out. What a beautiful song.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Your daylight stumbles and everything turns, all links without a change. We pray for answers, but the question is mute. Just fire and fear remain. I reach for your hand through the blistering sand, my refuge in the storming. On this dark side of sacred, where nothing seems sane, hold me till the morning. I can't drift away. There's too much left unsaid, undone. I won't drift away. I will keep holding